So the Biden administration is in deep trouble. Even with all of Donald Trump's problems, he is still losing in the polls, the president. Two reasons: the economy, people paying a lot more for everything, and the southern border. Here are the stats. So, about 10 million, probably more, but I'm using that as a conservative figure. And this comes from the Center for Immigration Studies. About 10 million foreign nationals have wandered into the United States since Biden's been president. Big number, okay? And 6.2 of those 10, and there are more than 10, but I'm, again, being conservative, 6.2, have requested asylum. And the Biden administration has allowed them to disappear. They're in the United States. Nobody knows where they are. There's no federal supervision whatsoever. 6.2 million out of 10 million. That is as irresponsible a policy as I have ever seen any president institute. And as you know, I'm a presidential historian with the upcoming book Confronting the President. There has never been a worse single policy instituted by any president than opening the southern border. Okay, so now Biden issues executive orders, okay, 212F, 215A. You don't need to know that. It's basically this: simple man, simple analysis. Once the Border Patrol in its computer system receives more than 2,500 asylum requests, everything shuts down. No more requests are taken that day. But then they start up the next day. So it's basically a come on over card for 2,500 foreign nationals. But no more than that. A day. There are 365 days in the year. So Biden somehow thinks this is going to stem migration into? No. People just wait online until their time comes where they can apply for asylum. Now, there's all kinds of little stuff. He's going to remove people. He's going to do this. But none of that will happen. And that, of course, wants more money. Joe Biden wants more money. I need more money to spend. I'm the biggest spending president in the history of the Republic. I need more to hire more people down there. You didn't need it 3 years ago, but you need it now, right? Okay. So this thing that he's doing, it might help a little, a smidgen, okay? But it's not a solution because Joe Biden doesn't want a solution. Here is, before I get to his soundbite, he looked very shaky at the podium today. If you watched it, you see it. He was mumbling, talking too fast. That's why he stammers, okay? But you could barely hear him, okay? Reading the prompter in a strained way, like almost a prompter stare, okay? Trying to get out this address, why he did this executive order. Very shaky. After he was finished, he barely got off that stage. It looked like a baby, maybe a 2-year-old walking. Very, very slow. Did not take any questions at all. One guy yelled about Netanyahu, and he said one, but no questions. Why would he take questions? Why would he answer any questions? He doesn't have any answers. Okay, so he barely got through it. Here's the most important soundbite. Go.
On my very first day as president, I introduced a comprehensive immigration reform plan to fix our broken system, secure our border, provide pathways for citizenship for dreamers, and a lot more. I'm still fighting to get that done. But we must face the simple truth. To protect America as a land that welcomes immigrants, we must first secure the border and secure it now. The simple truth is there is a worldwide migrant crisis. And if the United States doesn't secure our border, there's no limit to the number of people who may try to come here. because there's no better place on the planet than the United States of America.
So it took Biden 3.5 years and more than 10 million intrusions for him to figure that out. Is that the kind of chief executive this country needs? The only reason he's doing it, as I said, is because he's thinking. Now, he says that he had a broken system when he got into office. That's not true. And this is not a partisan pro-Trump analysis. This is the fact. Trump got the Remain in Mexico policy done by threatening Obrador with a 25% tariff. So Obrador had to put his troops on both borders, Guatemala, USA, which Obrador did. That stopped migration to the extent that about 835,000 migrants made it in here the last year in Trump's term. So Biden didn't inherit a broken border. He had Trump solve the problem temporarily. So Biden is being disingenuous, not telling the truth. And again, Biden doesn't even know what the truth is and couldn't care less what the truth is. He says what is written for him. That's what he does. The first day, Biden dismantled all the Remain in Mexico stuff, and the deluge started. That is the truth. Okay? That is the truth. Why, though? Here's the question. Why did Joe Biden take a border situation that was contained and blow it up? Because the progressive base that controls Mr. Biden doesn't want any restraints on immigration. They want the country flooded with foreign nationals to destroy the so-called white patriarchy that is in place. White men hold most of the power in America. The progressive left wants to destroy that, and the fastest way to do it is to import foreign people into the USA, which many of whom will support progressive policies, because along with destroying the white patriarchy, the progressives want massive entitlements given to people who don't earn a certain amount of money. They want socialism. Biden's down with that. That's fine. That's why it happened. And to prove it, the ACLU, which is a socialist organization now, has nothing to do with freedom of speech, okay, filed suit against the Biden executive order, just limiting the little limits that Biden put in. The ACLU wants thrown out. See? The progressive left is horrified that Biden did this. And they're suing him. Okay. So we're in a situation now where most Americans never heard what I just told you. Some, and I don't want to be supercilious here, word of the day, are not smart enough to understand it. They don't know what the word patriarchy means. Okay? They don't get it. They don't know. And most of them don't care. All right? So that Biden is doing the old razzle-dazzle. If you ever saw the play or the movie, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, the old razzle-dazzle. All right? Will it work? Well, here's what I said on News Nation last night. Go.
Would you agree that President Biden, by October, can claim victory? He can claim that he's doing something. Border crossings are down by 42% or whatever it is. And that might help him a lot in the election.
Yeah, he might carry the dumb vote. I mean, the dumb vote might go for that. But according to Homeland Security, there are 6.2 million foreign nationals now in the country who want asylum, 6.2 million. And Homeland Security doesn't really know where they are or what they're doing. Okay, so the dumb vote, it's growing, substantial. That's what this was aimed at today. All right, once again, I think that analysis I just gave you, 11 minutes of it, is the best you'll get. And Bill at BillO'Reilly.com if I'm wrong, and that's the memo. Our reaction to President Biden's executive order on the southern border. I gave you mine yesterday, and you can go read that. And it's not going to work. It's obviously a naked campaign thing. So one of the squad, Pramila Jayapal, Congresswoman from Washington, total nut, said this. Go.
Look, I think that this is a mistake for several reasons. One, this is severely limiting the right to seek asylum. Now, this is a right that we in Congress gave to people to come and seek asylum anywhere along the border, including between ports of entry, because it is extremely difficult for people who are fleeing violent circumstances in their home countries to make sure that they get to a port of entry.
That's just a lie. And the CNN reporter, it's a lie. Congress didn't make any exception that you can apply for asylum in the middle of the desert. You have to go to a port of call. They didn't change the law. Congress hasn't done anything on immigration law in 5 years. Nothing was changed. She just made that up. She just made it up. And again, CNN is, why bother watching that stuff? I know you don't. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just venting here. All right, here is the policy according to the Border Protection Administration. All right. All non-citizens, including asylum seekers, declaring their fear of persecution must enter the country at a U.S. port of entry, undergo inspection, and go before an immigration judge in order to be allowed to stay in the USA. That's it. That's the policy, Congresswoman. Congress didn't change it. Oh. Now, the Democratic Party doesn't want to close the border. Roll the tape.
Look, here's one of my biggest frustrations with this executive order, same as it was with the Senate bill that was negotiated that this measure is based off of. It doesn't ask the most important question. Why are people coming to begin with? If the goal is to reduce the numbers of people coming to the southern border seeking asylum, then let's find out who they are, where they're coming from, and why they're coming.
Are you kidding me? That's what Kamala Harris is supposed to have done 3 years ago, right? The root cause. They're still banging that drum. What difference does it make? They're coming here because they think they can make more money and it's safer. But don't go to Chicago or New York or San Francisco. It just is so ridiculous. Stone cold dumb. That was Alex Padilla, Democrat from California. Again on CNN, and here's a CNN anchor, Abby Phillip. Really? You wonder why no one watches you CNN? That's why.